Welcome to Trading an Edge. This is the deep dive where we break down the psychology, mindset, and system of elite trading.
That's right.
And in this session, we're confronting a really primal, deep behavioral force, loss aversion. And you'll discover how your brain's inherent fear of losing just silently hijacks your edge in the markets.
It really does. Quietly in the background.
So what if the real challenge isn't the market at all, but something, well, far more personal?
Yeah.
The disruptive truth we really need to confront today is this. You're not just losing trades. You're actually being played.
Played. That's a strong word, but it fits. Played by your own mind.
Exactly. Played by your own deepest fear of losing.
Okay.
So our mission today is pretty clear. We're uncovering why your brain is maybe fundamentally wired against successful trading.
Right. Revealing that primal fear, the one that drives those irrational decisions.
And we're providing the clinical insights, the concrete strategies you need to build true mental toughness.
And this is key. Understand this. Studies show the psychological pain of a loss is nearly twice as powerful as the pleasure of an equivalent gain.
Twice. That's huge.
It is. And this isn't just some casual advice. It's a clinical insight, really, into your mental operating system.
So it distorts your judgment in real time.
Absolutely. This isn't about your trading strategy, not fundamentally. It's about your nervous system.
Okay, so let's unpack that, because your ability to tolerate discomfort, that might just be your most powerful risk management tool.
It really could be. It often is.
So let's dig in. You've probably felt it, right? That gnawing frustration when you just can't stick to your trading rules.
Oh, yeah. Everyone feels that at some point.
Or that urge to revenge trade after a brutal stop out.
Dangerous.
Or worse, that desperate, completely illogical act of moving your stop limits, just bleeding capital, blowing account after account.
We see it all the time.
Why is it so incredibly hard to maintain discipline even when you know better?
Well, the fundamental problem isn't your strategy, not right away anyway. It's that you're human.
Just being human.
Exactly. Our brains, they've been evolving for millions of years, wired for one core thing: survival.
Right. Primal stuff.
And the tiny sliver of time we've spent at desks, staring at screens, trying to navigate these complex financial markets, well, that's completely opposed to every bit of that ancient programming.
So how does that clash actually play out, this ancient wiring versus modern markets?
Yeah, what's truly fascinating is how that ancient wiring directly clashes with what the markets demand today.
Okay.
For most traders, you see, success isn't just about the money itself. It's tied to this profound sense of potential survival, right?
Like freedom, possibility.
Exactly. The imagined freedom, the uncapped possibilities. So when you take a loss in trading, your primal brain doesn't just see a number, a percentage drawdown.
No, it sees.
It interprets it as a direct threat to that very survival, to that imagined future.
Wow.
And it immediately kicks into this problem-solving mode. But in that kind of panicked, almost animalistic state,
Yeah.
the only perceived tool you have is to take another trade. Now. Immediately.
An instinctive grab for control.
Totally. A desperate attempt to fix the perceived threat, to undo the pain.
So that raises a really critical question then.
Yeah. Is your nervous system firing the way it's supposed to, protecting you? Or is it actively sabotaging your edge, driving you deeper into the red?
That's a powerful question, because what we're really talking about at its core is precisely that sabotage, and it's driven by this thing called loss aversion.
Loss aversion.
So let's really define that, break it down. It is, exactly what it sounds like, a profound, deep-seated aversion to losing.
Right. Just feels bad. Deeply bad.
And if you're an unprofitable trader, you know this feeling intimately. The dominant thought isn't confidence in your setup, right? Or the stats backing your strategy.
Right.
It's that desperate internal plea, man, I hope I don't lose this trade. Or, ugh, I hate when my stop limit gets hit.
That feeling. Yeah. We know it well.
And the pivotal research here by Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, Nobel Prize stuff,
Prospect theory.
it showed us something profound. The psychological pain of a loss is nearly twice as powerful as the pleasure of an equivalent gain.
Twice. Think about that. The sting of losing $100 feels twice as bad as the joy of gaining $100 feels good.
And the neuroscience actually backs this up, doesn't it?
It does. Think of it like this. Your amygdala, that's your ancient fight-or-flight alarm center in your brain.
The fear center.
Yeah, the fear center. It basically screams, lights up like a Christmas tree when you lose, roughly twice as strong compared to a gain.
And that noise just drowns out the rational part.
Effectively, yes. It suppresses the calmer, rational voice of your prefrontal cortex, the part that's trying to make logical trading decisions. It's your primal survival instinct just overriding your higher level thinking.
So this isn't just some fuzzy concept.
No, definitely not. This isn't casual advice. This is clinical insight into
Sure.
your mental OS, your
Yeah.
operating system. Loss aversion is like trying to trade with a fire alarm constantly blaring in your head.
Wow.
Even when there's no actual fire, you flinch. You react.
And that disproportionate reaction shapes every single decision you make.
Every single one. It causes individuals to take far greater risks to avoid losing what they already have,
Right. Trying to protect what's theirs.
compared to the risks they'd be willing to take to gain that same amount in the first place.
Mhm.
This bias doesn't just nudge your decisions, it fundamentally warps them. It pushes you into irrational choices.
Yeah. So, okay, let's make this concrete. What does this actually look like on the trading battlefield, on the charts? Because this bias, it manifests in really destructive behaviors.
Yeah, let's break down the common ones.
Okay, first, cutting winners too early. You know, you're in a profitable position, things are going your way.
Your plan says maybe aim for 3R.
Right. But you close it out prematurely, maybe at 1.5R. That's 1.5 times your initial risk.
You grab that small win.
Yeah, you feel that immediate relief of locking in gains, but you leave significant money on the table. We talked about trader A missing out on potentially $15,000 a year just by consistently doing this.
Cutting winners short. It's a classic.
Then there's the insidious flip side, holding losers too long.
Ah, yes, the hope trade.
Totally. This is hope-based holding, where you just refuse to exit a losing trade. A position hits your stop level, maybe negative 1R or negative 2R.
Meaning you're down 1 or 2 times your initial risk.
Exactly. And instead of cutting it, you hold on. Maybe you even move the stop, and it bleeds to again after 5R, maybe even again or 10R, just compounding those losses exponentially.
Yeah, we mentioned Trader B blowing 3 accounts in 12 months doing exactly this. It's called the disposition effect in behavioral finance.
The disposition effect, holding losers, selling winners too soon.
That's it. Driven largely by loss aversion.
Okay, and then it gets even more dangerous.
Yes, revenge trading. This is probably the most destructive.
After a loss, you just jump right back in.
Immediately. It's impulsive, it's emotional, it's completely uninformed, you're not following your plan, you're just trying to make the pain stop.
And the win rate on those trades.
Often below 5%. It's basically gambling fueled by anger and frustration. Think about the hunter analogy we used.
Right, the hunter doesn't just spray bullets wildly after a miss.
No. They reposition, they calm down, they wait for the right opportunity to strike again, they maintain discipline.
You also see loss aversion fueling other things too, right? Like freezing up.
Absolutely. Analysis paralysis or just avoiding valid setups. The fear of taking another loss causes hesitation, and you miss perfectly good opportunities that fit your plan.
And the opposite of freezing up, chasing.
Yep, chasing price or FOMO, fear of missing out, jumping into suboptimal trades purely out of the fear that the market's running away without you. Another manifestation of that core fear.
So if we connect all this back, pull it together, it becomes really clear this is an internal battle, isn't it? It's not really about the market forces out there.
Precisely. It's a battle against your own wiring, your own instincts.
And that idea you mentioned earlier, your capacity to tolerate discomfort, that is your real risk management.
That's the core of it. Your ability to sit with the discomfort of uncertainty, the discomfort of a small loss, without reacting impulsively, that's the edge.
It makes you wonder, where else does this show up?
Yeah.
Because it can't just be trading.
Oh, it's everywhere. It's fundamentally human. Think about a soccer player, right? Recovers from a bad injury, can walk again, function again.
Which is a huge gain.
Huge gain. But they might still feel the profound loss of playing soccer, their identity as a player, much more intensely than the gain of just being able to walk again. The loss looms larger.
Wow.
Or think about some high-stakes, shocking examples. Baylor coach Days Bliss years ago fabricated a whole story about a murdered player to cover things up,
Why?
to avoid losing his job. Not primarily for gain.
Trying to avoid the loss.
Bernie Madoff. He admitted his massive fraud wasn't initially about getting richer and richer. It started because he needed to cover up his failure, his losses. He said, "I refuse to accept the fact that for once in my life, I had failed."
The loss felt unacceptable.
Martin Grass, CEO of Rite Aid, hit huge financial problems, went to jail. His confession: "I did not do it to line my own pockets." He was trying to avoid the loss of the company, his position.
And even Martha Stewart.
Right. She went to jail not for the insider trading itself, but for obstructing the investigation about it, trying to protect her reputation, avoid the loss of status.
It's really about avoiding that pain of loss.
It often is. Ray Dalio has this principle, right? Things that are closer to you appear bigger than the things that are further away. An immediate loss right now feels immense, colossal, compared to some distant long-term goal like financial freedom.
So the challenge for you, the listener, the trader.
Yeah, the challenge is this. Can you look that immediate loss squarely in the eye? Can you see it for what it is, just a small, almost insignificant data point in your much larger long-term journey? Or does it completely overwhelm you in the moment?
Okay, so given how deep this wiring goes, how it hits us in trading, in life, the critical question has to be, how do we actually rewire this thing?
Right. What's the path to mastery?
Because look, we can't eliminate emotions entirely. You're human, you're not a robot.
No, definitely not.
But we can train the brain, right? Rewire the responses.
Absolutely. But first, a crucial point.
Huh.
Not all problems are psychological, especially at the start.
Good point.
If you're a beginner, your absolute first step before any of this is to get a back-tested, proven strategy, an edge.
If you don't have confidence in your system, nothing else matters.
Exactly. Start there. Find or build a strategy with a positive expectancy. However, if you have a strategy that works, you've seen the stats, you know it has an edge, but you consistently deviate from
Oh,
it,
it's psychological.
then the problem is deeply psychological. And it's time for, well, clinical intervention. Time to work on the mental game.
Okay, so let's lay out that clinical framework. What are the steps?
All right. Step one, absolutely fundamental. Reframe losses as data.
Not failures, data.
Precisely. Losses are not personal failures. They are feedback. They are an expected part of your strategy's performance. If your strategy wins, say, 55% of the time over 100 trades,
Then 45 losses are part of the deal.
they're required for the edge to play out.
Mm-hmm.
So this specific loss is just one of those 45 expected data points. Think, each loss buys me data to refine my edge.
Okay, reframe the loss. What's next?
Step two, automate your risk rules as much as possible.
Take the decision out of the heat of the moment.
Exactly. Implement mandatory stop-loss levels, non-negotiable. Typically 1–2% of your capital per trade. Use a position sizing calculator every single time.
So the risk is consistent.
Consistent and predefined. Create an if X happens, then I do Y checklist for your entries, exits, and risk management. Automate it. Remove the need for in-the-moment emotional decision-making.
That makes a lot of sense. Treat losses as data, automate the rules. But how do we actually become aware of our patterns in the moment and overcome that emotional grip?
Good question. That leads to steps 3 and 4. Powerful tools here. Third, build a loss journal.
Okay, what goes in there?
Track your emotional state during the trade and after the loss. Note down any deviations from your plan, no matter how small, and perform objective post-trade analysis. What happened? Why?
And review this regularly.
Yes. Review these patterns weekly. Look for triggers, recurring mistakes. This builds self-awareness, which is critical.
Okay, loss journal. And step 4, you said it was bold.
Yeah, step 4 is, for the truly committed, it's exposure therapy, or what we sometimes call the 10-loss challenge.
Okay, sounds intense.
It is. In a demo account, this is crucial. Demo account deliberately take 10 controlled losses. Small size, following your rules perfectly, but taking setups where the outcome is maybe 50-50 or slightly less favorable.
The goal isn't to win.
The goal is to experience the stop-loss hitting 10 times in a controlled way to normalize the feeling of taking a natural 1R loss.
Ah, so you're desensitizing yourself.
Systematically desensitizing yourself to the discomfort. You're teaching your brain. See,
Yeah.
I took a loss according to the plan and the world didn't end. I'm okay.
That's powerful. Training your mind to accept the inevitable part of the process. What about preparing before the trade even happens?
Exactly. That brings us to steps 5 and 6. Critical preparation. Fifth, use the visualization technique.
The visualizing success.
Not just success. Before you even enter a trade, close your eyes and visualize the trade hitting your stop loss.
Visualize the loss.
Yes, and visualize your planned, calm, detached response. See yourself executing your rule, closing the trade without drama. Run through it mentally.
Okay. And after a real loss.
After a real loss hits, take a moment and reflect. Okay, what did this specific loss teach me about my edge? What data did I just buy? Frame it constructively.
Got it. And step 6.
Step 6, implement a pre-commitment contract.
A contract with yourself.
Literally, write it down and sign it. Every single trading day. Something simple like, Today, I will only take trades that adhere strictly to my documented rules.
Mhm.
I will honor my predefined stop loss. I will not move my stop beyond X%.
Wow.
Print out 250 copies, one for each trading day of the year. Sign it every morning before you trade. Put it right next to your keyboard. It's a physical reminder, a non-negotiable pact you make with yourself before the emotions kick in.
That's drawing a firm line in the sand. Okay, so you've done the prep, you've got the contract,
Yeah.
but a loss does hit. What's the immediate tactical move? How do you stop that impulsive click, that revenge trade?
Right. The clicking is losing response.
Yeah.
This is step 7. Implement a good habit immediately after a loss.
Like a conditioned response.
Exactly. Create a Pavlovian association. When a stop loss hits, the instant it hits, your rule is get off your desk.
Immediately, no reviewing.
Immediately. Stand up, walk away, engage in a pre-planned positive activity, do 10 push-ups, go talk to your spouse, play with the dog, walk around the block. Anything that isn't trading.
Break the loop.
Break that negative feedback loop. Come back to the charts later, maybe after 15, 30 minutes, or even the next day with a clear head, not immediately after the loss.
Okay. And step 8.
Step 8. Have a strict risk management plan, especially regarding daily limits. Define your maximum daily loss.
Like a circuit breaker for your account.
Precisely. For example, maybe you allow yourself only 1 R unit loss per day. If you're risking, say, $250 per trade, you're 1 R aiming for $500 2 R. If you lose that first $250 trade,
You're done for the day.
done. Shut it down, come back tomorrow. This strictly limits losses and prevents that downward spiral while allowing win days to compound.
And step 9 relates to that immediate click.
Yes, step 9 reinforces step 7. Train your brain with the clicking is losing association. Make it automatic in your mind. An immediate click right after a stop out is automatically a losing action, regardless of the trade outcome. Hammer this in until it becomes second nature. That hesitation, that walk away, becomes the default.
Got it. So reframe, automate, journal, expose, visualize, commit, walk away, limit risk, associate clicking with losing. What else?
Finally, step 10. Track key metrics relentlessly. Go beyond just profit and loss.
What kind of metrics?
Your actual win rate versus your strategy's expected win rate. Your average winner size versus your average loser size, your profit factor. Crucially, track the percentage of trades you exit early, cutting winners.
Yeah.
And track your emotional state during drawdowns. Use your journal data.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers reveal patterns your emotions hide. And a few quick pro tips to layer on top. Set hard percentage loss limits for the day, like say Medica 3% total account drawdown.
Okay.
Use separate accounts for testing new ideas versus trading your proven live strategy. Don't mix them.
Keeps things clean.
And schedule mandatory breaks after, say, 2 consecutive losses. Even just 15 minutes away can reset your mindset.
This ties back to what Mark Douglas said, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The professional trader's secret, as Mark Douglas put it so well. They fear missing their edge more than they fear taking losses.
That's the fundamental mindset shift. You're focused on executing your proven process, not on avoiding the discomfort of any single loss.
That's it. The loss is just the cost of doing business, the cost of finding the winners.
So let's wrap this up. What does this all mean for you, the serious trader listening right now?
It means that understanding and truly mastering this deep-seated loss aversion isn't just, kind of important. It is absolutely critical to your long-term consistent profitability.
And it means that your capacity to tolerate discomfort, that very feeling you instinctively try to push away, is in fact your real risk management tool.
It truly is. If you can't sit with the temporary pain of a small, controlled loss that's part of your plan, you'll never build a lasting edge. You'll keep sabotaging yourself.
So the ultimate question isn't simply how to win more trades.
No. The profound question you must answer for yourself is this. How well can you lose according to your plan without falling apart, without letting fear take the wheel?
Trading an edge where psychology meets profitability.